Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Recently, Marvel and Vogue held a special Black Panther event featuring a bunch of the characters and a lot of the big actors from Marvel and Hollywood, fueling a lot of theories about Black Panther 3 and them recasting Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa Black Panther with a brand new actor who will become the main Black Panther after Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, the big Marvel reboot heading into Marvel Phase 7. Even though it might seem like Marvel is mostly focused on X-Men stuff after Secret Wars, they do have very, very big plans for their Black Panther characters. Just looking at the Marvel movie release schedule, Black Panther 3 is still scheduled to be the first Marvel movie after Avengers Secret Wars. It's scheduled to come out February 2028, just 2 months after Secret Wars, since they delayed that till Christmas 2027. So we'll explain what's going on with that movie in Marvel's current plans for Black Panther just in general in Avengers Doomsday, since that's the next place we're going to see Shuri, who will still be Black Panther during that movie. If you are brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We should be getting a couple more big trailers before the end of the year as well too. But the reason why you're seeing this is that Marvel and Vogue held a special event at Universal Hollywood. This is literally the same place where I go to the theme park for Hollywood Horror Nights every once in a while. I had no idea that they were doing this special Black Panther event while all this Horror Nights stuff was going on. Like, it was a secret event. But you can actually see they featured the Dora Milaje, like they brought back Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda, who was supposed to be dead in present day after Namor killed her after Wakanda Forever. She was leading this show. They brought back Danai Gurira, who was in her full Dora Milaje suit, leading a bunch of other Dora Milaje, as well as a bunch of male warriors in Wakandan suits. Men aren't allowed to be part of the Dora Milaje, though. They'd either be Hatut Zaraze or just common infantry in their army. You also probably recognize Teyana Taylor even became a Dora Milaje for the event. I don't know if she's supposed to be in Black Panther 3 or joining the Dora Milaje. I assume she just joined them for this particular event. But the real reason why people were freaking out was that Damson Idris was featured at the event arm in arm with Angela Bassett while she was actually leading the event. He wasn't wearing a traditional Wakandan suit, but the fact that they focused so much here on the two of them being together, like she was supporting him as much as he was supporting her, fueled a lot of theories that he is Marvel's current top pick to become the new T'Challa Black Panther because Marvel is doing so much stuff at this event with Vogue. So a lot of people viewed this as Marvel soft launching their new Black Panther to gauge fan reaction. Marvel does that sometimes. This isn't one of their now famous leaks that they leak themselves to generate hype. Like, they're not purposefully leaking their new Black Panther or anything like that. But because Damson Idris himself has talked publicly about becoming the new Black Panther so much recently, he and Angela Bassett definitely seem like they did this on purpose. Like, this is the Queen Ramonda endorsing the new Black Panther. They are definitely leaning into all of this fan speculation and all this news. He was amazing in the F1 movie if you didn't see it. The movie itself did gangbusters performance as well too. You all probably remember earlier this year all the Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars concept art that leaked out depicting a new T'Challa Black Panther that looked just like him. So already it seemed like Marvel was considering him to be one of those characters, and now you see him rolled out with a whole bunch of Marvel Black Panther actors at a big event. And then recently, during an interview for the F1 movie that he's in right now, kind of confirms that he is talking to Marvel about being that new Black Panther.
The next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no?
Yes, no.
By the way, the yes, no means yes.
That is exactly what you say when you're definitely in talks with Marvel and you don't want to get shot by Kevin Feige and his snipers. Just look at some of the big Marvel actors that are here standing around with them. So this is Ayo Edebiri. She was supposed to play Mockingbird in the Thunderbolts movie, Val's assistant, but she had a scheduling conflict and had to drop out. You probably recognize Laura Harrier standing right next to her. She played Liz, the Vulture's daughter, during Spider-Man Homecoming. Jeff Goldblum, the Grand Master, is standing right behind them. You probably recognize Regé-Jean Page on Angela Bassett's other side. This is Lakeith Stanfield right behind them. And way back there, you might recognize Elizabeth Debicki's head poking over the background. She played Ayesha during the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And way back in the right, like way tiny, is Kyle MacLachlan. So it is full of Marvel actors and actors who are also associated with Marvel. Based on the progression right now with Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, and Black Panther 3, it sounds like their plan is to leave Shuri as the Black Panther for Avengers Doomsday, and then when we get to Avengers Secret Wars, they bring back more multiverse characters, they introduce more really big twists, just because some of the narrative opportunities that something like Battleworld from the more recent Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars actually offers them, they can get way, way crazier with the story, and it's way easier to believe some of these huge twists, like an adult version of this young T'Challa Jr. showing up. And now it does seem like Marvel's plan is to, instead of just straight up recast a version of T'Challa Black Panther, they will just age up his son, and he will be the new Black Panther, eventually taking the mantle from Shuri once he is of age. So it's sort of Marvel having its cake and eating it too. Like, they didn't want to straight up recast Chadwick Boseman's version of Black Panther because they felt like he was so iconic. But it really does seem like Marvel has been missing, it really needs a traditional version of T'Challa Black Panther for a lot of the core stories from the comics that it wants to do, and that's why they're going to age this young version of the character up. Everybody let me know in the comments what you think about Damson Idris being the new version of that Black Panther. It's still going to be a long ways before Avengers Secret Wars actually hits screens, so it is possible that they could find somebody else if they want, but it just sounds like Damson Idris is definitely at the top of their list right now. Most of what we know about Black Panther 3, which is supposed to come after Avengers Secret Wars, actually comes from Denzel Washington. Thank you very much for joining the Spoiler Bros. Denzel Washington is going to be a big character in the movie. This is the clip of him leaking that a while ago. He said he got in really big trouble with Kevin Feige and Marvel for doing that, but he's Denzel, like he doesn't care about this. Like him being in Black Panther 3 is more of a favor to them than it is them doing him a favor.
After that, Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther. After that, I'm going to do the film Othello. After that, I'm going to do King Lear. After that, I'm going to retire.
The current report is that he's going to be one of the villains of the movie, if not the main villain. But the even bigger news is the whole reason why Kevin Feige announced that Black Panther 3, normally they'd wait to the last possible minute to announce something, is because he was actually revealing that one of his most powerful producers inside Marvel was actually leaving the studio, like was quitting Marvel. So it's an absolutely wild way to announce your next biggest movie that's coming out as part of like this really huge franchise that's earned you so much money. It'd be like Kevin Feige talking about bringing Daredevil and Kingpin back, and within that, like a couple minutes into his conversation was like, oh, and by the way, we're also going to be doing Spider-Man 4. Daredevil's probably going to be in that movie too. Like, wait a minute, we have so many more questions now. The producer who quit Marvel is Nate Moore. He's been like Kevin Feige's second in command for a long time, like one of the most powerful producers at Marvel since back in Marvel Phase 1. He didn't really become a huge person inside the Marvel eco-structure till like Marvel Phase 2 though, on the Captain America movies. But one of the upcoming movies that Nate Moore was attached to was the Iron Man Armor Wars movie. So it sounds like some of his future projects at Marvel did get canceled just because so many movies and TV shows got suddenly canceled when Marvel pulled way back to do more quality control. Kevin Feige said that there's no bad blood with him actually leaving the studio, and he's still going to be doing Black Panther 3 with them, even though by the time they start filming, he'll have left Marvel for a couple years. So there's no big conspiracy or anything like that. Like, it's a very standard Hollywood situation, even with non-big comic book movie franchises. The bigger news behind the scenes, and I think this gets back to everybody wanting them to recast Black Panther with like a new version of T'Challa, is that because Kevin Feige and Marvel are letting Ryan Coogler take as much time as he wants to actually write Black Panther 3, now it's not going to come out till after Secret Wars. Meaning that it would be released in sort of like the reboot era of the MCU because they're using Secret Wars to do like a soft reboot, recast actors that they want to, change backstories, so that just everything exists on the same Earth in the same universe, and it all makes sense going forward. You don't need like 10 different universes to explain where all these different characters come from. So there are a couple of things that Marvel can do now with the plot of Black Panther 3 that they couldn't do before when they were originally going to release Black Panther 3 before Secret Wars.
My name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa.
They can either age up the young T'Challa Jr. and make him the new Black Panther by the end of Black Panther 3 and then going into Black Panther 4, just because they will make a billion Black Panther movies till the heat death of the universe. Or they can just use this as an opportunity to recast T'Challa, because we're probably going to see a multiverse version of T'Challa Black Panther in Secret Wars. Like somebody like Kilmonger will come from another universe and he'll be Black Panther from that universe. Either way, just expect to see multiverse Black Panthers in the next couple years with the next couple Avengers movies. But I do think that Marvel has wanted to do more of the traditional big Black Panther stories from the comics and make them more comic book accurate. It's just that the past couple of years, they've had a big problem doing that with Chadwick Boseman passing away and then them having to pivot to Shuri Black Panther. So I think likely Shuri will be the main Black Panther at the beginning of Black Panther 3. Then by the end of that movie, she will have given up the mantle. And it'll either be a recast version of T'Challa that shows up, or it'll be the younger T'Challa Jr., who they've aged up to the point where he can actually take the mantle. This was the big arc that Ryan Coogler said that he wanted to tell with the Black Panther stories that they'll likely incorporate to Black Panther 3. The thing about that story is that he doesn't need to make T'Challa Jr. the new Black Panther yet in order to tell that, but it makes more sense if he is the new Black Panther, so we'll see how that all plays out. And at least the way things are shaping up, post-Secret Wars, they're focusing less on multiverse aspects. I think Black Panther 3 is also meant to be more of an Earth-based MCU movie with not a lot of multiverse elements. More like Captain America Brave New World is more of an Earth-based movie, as opposed to something like Deadpool and Wolverine, which is like full-on multiverse. So for everybody that wants to see Black Panther, for instance, get together with Storm inside the MCU in live action, they can actually do that in Black Panther 3, now that after that we'll be doing a whole bunch of X-Men stuff. But that would be like a Black Panther 4 kind of twist. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. We'll probably get a couple more teasers for Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day by the end of the year. Of course, I will do all the videos for that stuff. But we also just had New York Comic-Con. Marvel released a whole bunch of trailers. Some of them leaked out from New York Comic-Con. I've done videos for most of those. Click here for my Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer, and click here for my X-Men 97 Season 2 trailer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.